So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. Back to throw here. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll drop to throw. Complete. It's Henry. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They'll look to throw again. He'll fire this deep for Gallup. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And the Patriots are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches. They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now, there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
The extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They go play action here on 1st down. Man open is Robinson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress. And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Matt Judon coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. 2nd and 14. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Back to throw. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. off at the 46, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
This ball complete to Rager.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Rolling to his right.
Open right side, complete to Rager.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. He'll look to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked off inside the 5. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll throw now on the final play. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Both teams currently making their final adjustments. We're getting ready for the second half. So we'll send it back up to FedEx Field and hand things back over to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Reed. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. They'll set up to throw. He's going to float this over the middle deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. A huge play there for Washington. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Gibson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Gibson again.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And Washington able to make this a close game again.
The point after is good, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's going to be taken down inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. A first down and more for Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Once more, Gibson.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays.
And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Antonio Gibson
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up.
No problem there on the extra point. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Escapes the defender. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
73 yards on the ground for him so far.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they get to that end zone real fast.
A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30.
6 yards left on 2nd down.
They'll look to throw.
Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 17-yard line.
quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On second down, there's the option going left. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. A great effort there. Keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Patriots have taken the lead.
So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout. And that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. A good run there to start the drive. 13 yards, first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Pretty solid run here on first down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Charles, I think back to your earlier statement about the visitors being the underdogs needing to win that turnover battle. And this defense, they forced 2 turnovers so far, a big reason why they lead this game.
Yeah, and I know defenses always talk about getting turnovers in bunches, getting those takeaways. 2's not a bunch, but it's plenty in this game, exactly the formula they need. And I got to tell you, partner, I like it when you think back to something I said that actually comes true, that's actually right.
It happens more often than you might think.
Washington on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off near the 44. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll set up a throw. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out.
Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, 27 yards. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for two, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? You need that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
Edwards-Helaire now off the option.
Pushes him over. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
111 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Off the option, it's Edwards-Helaire.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. Third and long coming up. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And they're facing a big third down now in this tie ball game.
And that's caught by Williams.
Big hold of the 30. And all the way up to the 33-yard line. Tie game, fourth quarter, and they're going for this thing on fourth down.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
Flush to his right. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there for the Patriots. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense
as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Edwards-Helaire now off the option.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll get this one down to about the 27.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Edwards-Helaire on the counter, and the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So it's not quite over yet, but you have to figure they pretty well got this one on ice now.
And Brandon, I'm trying to figure out how they remain so calm in these situations and then go out and execute, because I'm up here shaking like a leaf, and I wasn't the one who had to make that kick.
They look calm, but I bet if you had a heart rate monitor on it, it'd be up in the 300s right now. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.